Broadcasting live, this is KMA Talk Radio. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of fine cigars. With your hosts, Honest Abe and Adam K. the Brewmeister. Listen to the show anywhere in the free world at KMATalkRadio.com.
I like to smoke them like some Winston Churchill, like John Kennedy, yeah. Remember Coach Red Auerbach, smoked up for victory, yeah. Well, you can take my wife, you can take my car, but you can't take my big cigar. My cigar.
Good morning, loyal listeners, libertarians, lovers of the leaf, everyone out there in Radio Land. Welcome back to another exciting edition of KMA Talk Radio. Broadcasting live here on this, the 25th day, the last weekend in May. I'm Adam K. the Brewmeister. With me, of course, as always, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Honest Abe.
Good morning.
Hello, hello. And, of course, there's
Paul.
the best that we can afford, Paul, the producer.
Come on, man. I thought I'd get like a special birthday tribute
Is
today.
it your birthday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, dude, happy birthday.
Thank you.
How old are you now?
I'm going to be 36. I'm not 36 yet.
Still a baby.
Is it? It feels like that much closer to being an adult.
Well, here's the thing.
You know
late.
what? If that wasn't true.
Too late.
If that wasn't so true.
I'll tell you what. 30 to 40 is literally like I went to bed and woke up. It's the blink of an eye.
Really?
I mean, seriously.
More so than your 20s? How they
No,
disappear?
everything kind of just like chugged along through my 20s. Then you hit 30 and like, okay, well, because 30 is kind of like a real milestone, right? You're not in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
And then you go to bed and you wake up and you're married with 4 kids. I was single at 30.
Yeah.
And by the time I was 40, I was like, holy cow. And then after 40, it's like the home stretch, right? Everything's now like light speed ahead, right? it's awful. It really is.
Well, great. Thanks.
The
Thanks
joys
for the
of
pick-me-up.
aging. We've got
Yeah.
so much to look forward to. It's going to be an exciting edition of KMA Talk Radio where we talk about dying and the aging process, yes. So
Speaking of the aging process, how was your old man's trip, your golf trip?
Old man's trip.
Yeah,
How's
why
an
is it an old man's trip?
Because it kind of is. It's like
How?
it's a bunch of guys that are in their 30s that act like they're like 75 years old.
Man, listen,
No, it isn't.
I'm surprised he has that many. I'm happy he's got that many friends
That's
he can
true.
go to a golfing trip with.
That is true. That is true.
Thanks.
And you do it once a year. It's your annual thing.
Yeah,
Was it all you expected and more?
it was magical.
Magical.
It was magical.
It was magical.
So when you canceled the meeting the other day, I ended up going to the Smoke Inn anyway.
I saw a post.
Yeah, because I had a babysitter for the night. My parents were there. So I was like, you know what?
Let me enjoy
Stephanie
the
and my
moment.
sister were out at a soap making class. And
Let me enjoy the moment.
yeah, so I went for a drink and I had Adam's beer, which we will be tasting on air soon.
Oh, yes. How was
And
it?
I really loved it. Have you had it?
I'm not an IPA guy,
No.
man. He made like a double IPA.
I know
Yeah.
it's a double IPA, and I was nervous that I would not like it. It's awesome. It's very rounded. It's not super bitter.
And
The Brewmeister's Brew.
and we ran out of it last night, too.
Oh, you did?
Really?
But there's 5 more kegs coming a
Well,
week from
you
Monday.
were there on Thursday night for
I guess
quite a
it's
while.
selling.
Yeah.
All
We
right, nice.
we went through 3 kegs in like 3 weeks.
Do people know it's your beer?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
The
And
sticker helps. People get excited about it, I
All
think.
right, well, there you go.
we got the thing on the TVs.
The Brewmeister.
Oh, you're pushing it?
Well, we got to let people know that the Brewmeister made a beer.
Yeah.
So we had to do that. So yeah. It's
That's
there.
exciting.
Yeah. Now actually still available at West Palm Beach. So go to the Davidoff Lounge.
And
Listen,
it will be
I
available
asked
in
him-
Boynton, right?
I asked him to take videos, take pictures, so we can make some
Yeah,
cool
you mentioned
marketing.
this.
He shows up with like 2 photos, and one of it's like, and the video's like the bubbling beer in a vat. That's it.
Like in all.
Not him like.
That's a
putting-
roll. That's the good rolling boil.
No,
I
but we
know,
want to
it was
see
the-
you doing it was the
only-
point.
He wasn't in any photos.
But in my defense, I never take photos of myself.
I know, but he's right. If I had known about this, I would have tried to send somebody up there with you.
I should have thought of that. It was my fault.
To take a picture of him, like, smelling the barley. Like,
Right? Yeah.
oh, that's good.
We're going to make some marketing, nice little marketing package.
Gotta get
Well,
up in the
I
house.
think that it's going to happen again because it's a great recipe. I said to him, I was like, how do we make this a regular thing? Is Sailfish Brewing on board to keep making this?
I
or
think
what?
I'll make it as long as you want.
we'll have to talk to David next week when he's here as our guest.
Are you going to try to make some seasonals?
That was another thought I had. Is I have to come up with another. I have to come up with something else because this was
Try to do a seasonal.
something. Oh, you know what I would really
Like something you release once a year.
well, like what I would like to do is I would like to get a good Marzahn recipe for Oktoberfest, obviously, because I'm a big Oktoberfest
I know
fan.
everybody does an Oktoberfest beer.
But
You know?
I mean, but I'm a big fan of
Do like a
those
Father's
styles.
Day beer.
Ooh.
do an off, where nobody else is making a beer for that occasion and make it your own recipe.
Okay, but the problem with that is, Father's Day is in June.
Yeah, you don't have enough time now.
That's usually when you try to get a summer beer out and you're doing more summer ales and summer lagers. There's a lot of those. So the question with that is, do you do a summer-style lager?
Well, that would be
or
up
do
to
you
your discretion what
Right.
you make. But I'm saying don't do Oktoberfest. Everybody does Oktoberfest.
Right.
That's true.
But I would do an Oktoberfest on steroids.
Do
I
a
tried to do
harvest
that
fest
previously.
for Thanksgiving. You know,
Yeah, call it a
something-
little something different.
Yeah, do a harvest fest for Thanksgiving, or a New Year's.
Well, I tried
beer.
that previously. I made a Marzahn that was dry hopped, and it came out basically as like a black IPA that was based on a Marzahn recipe.
I don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
lost me
Is
there
it-
completely.
There's
sounded-
people saying that they tried the beer, by the way.
It sounded racist to me. That's all
I
I
know.
know.
Listen,
Black
I've got
IPA,
a
I don't
lot
Listen,
of
there's good reviews. Like Hector, one of our longtime listeners, one of our top fans, said he had it a few days ago and it was really good. The
I
people
gotta
are
check that top.
commenting.
I gotta check the top fans again to see who's. Ooh,
It changes
alert.
weekly.
I know. I just gotta pick a random day and see who the top 5 are.
Yeah.
I've gotten
pretty
a
cool.
lot of compliments. It's been very gracious. So
You
everyone
know
who's
I would tell you if
had
I didn't like it, too.
Absolutely.
I'm just
I know you would.
being honest. I
Yeah.
thought it was really good. It's very high alcohol content, though.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I drank a whole pint, and
Oh, really?
Anna didn't warn me that it was, what is it, 9.8?
9.3.
You are a whole pint yourself. I mean,
It was a
come
lot.
on.
I had to wait a little bit to go home. But it was really good.
Excellent.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time on your trip.
Well, thank
Yes.
you. Anyway, Steve Zengel of Los Caidos Cigars will be our Meet Your Maker today, and also from Life of a Ride Time, also Grace Sotolongo.
Where are they now?
Where are they now?
I love this segment. Where are they
Yeah.
now?
You know who we still need to get, and I really want to have?
Who?
Michael Cusano.
I can make that happen.
We
I'll reach out to him. I'll
We've
make
talked
that happen.
about that.
Yeah, I can make that happen.
I don't know who
really-
that is.
Here's a guy who really just fell off the face of the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
Even more than Timmy Ozinger, just gone.
yeah. But, obviously when we've had Tim on, we've learned that he technically still has a fighting interest.
Something,
but
yeah.
he's not
And
on
he's
the
working
day-to-day.
on something new.
He's been pretty good at not staying
Yeah.
involved,
Yeah.
But yeah, Michael, you don't even hear his name anymore. Just
Oh, yeah.
gone.
Where did he work?
Well, he had his own brand, Cusano Brands.
Oh,
Cusano
okay.
Cigars, yeah.
And Davidoff acquired them, and then he
Around the
left
same time they had
shortly.
Camacho, yeah.
And then shortly after that, he just left.
Well, that's
and,
kind of
and
the
like,
dream, right?
And left.
Unlike a lot of these other guys who come back with new companies or whatever, reinvest the money, but nope. not
I
him.
mean, even Fred Rui's still all over. He's going to be on Coop this week or something. I saw. I mean, he's like still
Yeah.
all over. Yeah, he's some panel or something or something.
But he's not doing a brand.
No, for now, but he's still around.
Right.
You hear him, you see him.
Well, that's
My-
because you follow him on social media, and he's still in the social media.
He still goes to
posting stuff.
cigar functions or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's involved somehow because he does talk to all the cigar media guys. so-
Yeah, I mean, he's still enjoying the bask of the cigar industry.
Is that what we call it now?
Yeah, I just made it up, but it sounded good.
Wait, speaking of social media, just quickly, did you know that Matt Booth and Guy Fieri are like good friends?
Everybody saw
There's-
that post.
Yeah, it was great. That was really cool to
Well,
see.
Matt was also on an edition of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives
I gotta watch that
for
one.
like 5 seconds.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, like a couple of years ago.
Ah, well, I didn't know that, and I saw that post. I thought that was cool.
No, it blew you away.
He loves Matt's jewelry.
So maybe that's what I always see his jewel. He always has a lot of jewelry on. I wonder if a lot of it's Matt's.
You could tell just by looking at it.
Room
pretty
101.
much.
A lot of skulls.
Yes, that's it.
Very much so.
Ba-ding.
No, he's got other stuff.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
every week here at KMA, we love to give wonderful things away. Our good friends over at Zycar have the Zycar poll of the week. Last week, we asked you what was the thing when you do when you first arrive at your job in the morning. Amazingly enough, 25% of you said check my email or voicemail and
Good employees.
take my morning poo.
25% shared.
Yes. Also, 31% of you said make a pot of coffee. Good idea. Congratulations to James Lukenbill of Heath, Texas. He took home last week's prize. If you'd like a Zycar XI1 cutter in orange with black wings, head over to the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page. Cast your vote in this week's poll on what is your feelings about the Game of Thrones final episode. A lot of great choices to choose from. So
Now, I'm sure you didn't watch it.
I
You're
did not.
Into it. Are you into it?
No, but
So there's no point in me talking about it.
everyone is talking about it still. But David Chase made a post, and he said, apparently those of you that watched Game of Thrones never had your favorite show just fade to black on the last episode. I was
Well,
like,
I mean,
that's
I found
genius.
it-
He's right.
I found it absurd. That 300,000 people petitioned for the showrunners to rewrite and reshoot the last season. I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
hilarious, but there was nothing wrong with it. I think people need to have a realistic expectation about the conclusion of any long-running thing.
Yeah.
That was my not issue, but that was my
Not everyone's
observation of
always gonna be
Endgame. Right? No big spoilers here, but Endgame's tying up 10 years of storyline.
Right.
Right? You're not going to have the action that you had in the first half of Endgame Infinity Wars, because that's where all the drama...
This is the wrap-up.
Right, it's the wrap-up. So here, Game of Thrones really had to wrap up 10 years of this storyline, and if you were looking for, like, thrillers and action, it wasn't happening,
Yeah.
So.
Totally understandable. Our good friends over at Recluse had the Recluse Caption Contest of the Week. Congratulations to Michael West of Ramona, California. He took home last week's 5-pack. If you'd like a 5-pack of Recluse cigars, head over to the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page and post your best caption on this week's photo of the inflatable alligator with an alligator riding on it.
There's a video of it, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, somebody literally found that in their backyard, apparently.
Ooh, what's
Now
this
that
camera right
calls
here?
for a beer.
There's a camera.
Yeah,
on
that
this
was
guy.
that was an accident. That was that one. But thanks for noticing.
I was watching the show. I'm like, whoa, we got a camera shot of the ceiling.
Good job, Paul. Well done. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Steve Zengel of Los Caitos Cigars and Life of a Ride Time. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram, too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Experience the new Henry Clay Warhawk, a robust and complex cigar that's inspired by the rebellious roots of Henry Clay. The first of a 3-part series honoring the life of the great statesman, this cigar is made with the best tobaccos grown and hand-rolled by the Grupo de Maestros at La Flor de Copan in Honduras. And it's not your typical Connecticut. This is a Henry Clay. Stand up, be different, and smoke a Warhawk. Surgeon General warning, cigar smoking can cause cancer to the mouth and throat even if you do not inhale.
Cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only nonprofit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
Hello, this is Glenn Case, owner of Christoph Cigars. There's nothing more important to me than family. That's why I treasure the moments with my wife Terry and our son Christopher, aka Christoph. When we have those rare moments to talk about life, there's nothing better than smoking Christoph to enhance our time together. For Terry, it's our Christoph Sweet Tip Cuban selection. For Chris, our Sumatra. And for me, our original Maduro. Enhance your family time with Christoph Cigars.
The Oliva family, the makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars of the year. And Oliva has a cigar for all smokers, from the newly released Gilberto Oliva Reserva to the bold and rich Oliva Serie V. Oliva cigars can be found at a tobacconist near you, so always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality. The Oliva family of cigars.
The recently released Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is an extremely rare blend of Perdomo's finest and most cherished 12-year-old fillers, binders, and wrappers. Bale-aged for 10 years and then barrel-aged in bourbon barrels for an additional 2 years, these exquisite Nicaraguan tobaccos are bursting with rich, complex flavors. Offered in Connecticut, sun-grown, or Maduro, available at only 250 authorized tobacconists worldwide, the Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is a must-have for every cigar enthusiast.
Introducing the H. Upmann Connecticut Grupo de Maestro, a redefined Connecticut that exhibits a fuller and deeper flavor, combining over 200 years of cigar making and refinement. The Grupo de Maestros, a brotherhood of master blenders, inspired to create a new definition of a time-honored legend. This collaborative H. Upmann features a robust blend of luscious filler, including a layer of specially cultivated pilotico tobacco for an incomparable rich complexity. The H. Upmann Grupo de Maestros, defined heritage, redefined Connecticut.
Want to be in the know and lift your cigar game? Join the Monte Cristo Social Club and stay connected with the latest cigar news. Discover events near you and see what's trending. The Monte Cristo Social Club is the place to stay connected to get the inside scoop and feel like an industry insider. Members can look forward to exclusive members-only benefits, special discounts, and details on how to gain VIP access to some of the most extravagant cigar events. New members receive an exclusive gift just for signing up. The Monte Cristo Social Club. Get in the know.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm Adam K., the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Mr. Honest Abe.
Hi.
And, of course, Paul.
Hi.
Hi, Paul.
That was a very perky hi.
I'm in a good mood today because I'm going to Disney as soon as we get out of here.
Work on changing that.
Oh, boy.
Well, if you're going to fire me to put me in a bad mood, fire me now, and I'll head to Orlando
we
now.
can't fire you. We can't afford anybody.
Paul, the producer. The best we could afford.
Thanks, Colin.
Believe me.
Don't fire him now.
And he's still overpaid.
Hi-yo.
Gotta add that tagline to
I
it.
owe him money.
Yeah.
That's what we said. Anyway, it's time for what we consider to be our favorite part of the show.
I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
It's time to meet your maker.
This week, KMA Talk Radio is pleased to welcome Steve Zengel of Los Caitos Cigars and Life of a Ride Time. From small shop owner to cigar brand owner, Steve has been servicing local police and fire benevolent associations for years with the sole purpose of raising funds for those brave men and women.
I was having trouble hearing him over the music.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
You don't want me to turn you on?
No. I couldn't hear your voice.
Our blend is different than the on-air.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to help Colin out.
It's all right.
He's a good man.
We're a work in progress.
7 years.
We're not prepared.
We're not there yet. We're getting there.
We'll get there eventually.
Steve, welcome to the show.
Welcome to KMA Talk Radio.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here, and thanks for having me.
Is his mic on? Because I didn't hear him at all.
I didn't hear him at all either.
Try now.
Thank you very much.
Oh, there we go.
Hey.
No, but seriously, thank you so much for having me. It's awesome. What a privilege.
First time in the studio, too.
First time in the studio. Really excited about it.
Nice. So, Steve, tell us about your journey, to this event. I mean, you started out as a cigar shop owner?
Yes.
And do you still have your shop?
No.
No. How long have you been out of the retail side of it?
Since 15, early 16.
So do you miss it?
No.
But he has an interesting story because he opened a shop in Jersey,
Yep.
and much like my family, Sandy kind of ravaged your shop, right?
Yeah, it was.
the
Hurricane Sandy.
Well,
not the
I'm like, do I know
girl.
Sandy? Oh wow! Were you a victim of Sandy?
Yeah. So in 2012, I was working with Scott Regina down in Virginia.
Oh yeah, great guy.
Yeah, so I was coaching college basketball. We didn't make the 2A tournament, got fired. I ended up going to work with Scott. And then my wife is like, listen, kids aren't, we're getting older. Your parents are all back home. Let's go back. And I said, okay, no problem. She goes, what are you going to do? I said, I want to open up a cigar shop. So I talked to Scott, and he showed me everything, taught me awesome. So I go back up there in February 2012. Kids had to finish school, so the wife and kids stayed back. I built the shop up, reinvested everything. 8 months later, Sandy just wiped my shop out. Yeah, it was 500 feet. So if you see the iconic picture of that Ferris wheel in the ocean, I was 500 feet away from that. So like Snooki, the situation, all those people came through. It was like in that town.
Wow.
Yeah, Seaside Heights, right? Or right around there.
Yeah, Seaside Heights. It was right on the boulevard.
And that was the end of the shop.
That was. It was the end of the town, end of the shop, end of the lot.
But then you reopened another shop.
I did. I had to wait. An incredible story about Scott too later about this if you want. But I opened up. Yeah, so I had to take off. I mean, literally, the whole town was decimated. That's when the roads came up, buildings collapsed.
Now, meanwhile, your wife and kids were still
in Virginia.
In Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
So I didn't know what I was going to do, and I ended up going back in the school system and work, and some guy remembered my doctorate degree hanging by my shelf, because everyone's like, hey, you have a doctorate degree in education. What are you doing selling cigars? And it was my, F you, I hung it right behind the register. So some dude remembered that, and after Sandy, he called and he's like, listen, dude, you're not selling any cigars in the winter, especially in Seaside. The town is gone.
Right.
What are you think about coming to my school? I said, your school? What are you talking about, your school? He said, I'm the superintendent. You have a doctorate degree in education. We could really use some people to help us through this mess. Because all the kids from Seaside and all that areas, they were all affected. It was the sending school district. So I was like, sure, I'll consider it. So I was fortunate enough in January to get a job as a high school vice principal.
Wow.
And then I started looking, where am I going to put my new shop, right? Like, I want to keep going with this thing. So about 10 miles north of my hometown, Wall Township, I found an awesome place. It was freestanding building. No one's going to complain about the cigar smoke. It's its own parking lot. It was perfect. But I didn't have a lot of money, so I just started applying for credit cards, which I could do now because I had the 6-figure vice principal salary, right? So credit. Scott calls. Says, I heard what happened, because Scott was born in Freehold, New Jersey, same town as Bruce and all that other happy horse stuff. So I said, Scott, I need everything. And he goes, no, really, what do you need? And I was like, no, really, I need everything. So about 2 weeks later, about $30,000 worth of inventory showed up and said, pay me when you can.
Wow.
I opened that up and I cried like a little baby. Like, what do you do to that? What do you do? You know, so I've since paid him off, and it was touching, man, because he literally gave me my whole store to get me back up and running again.
Listen, there's a lot of great stories like that in this industry. It's a very helpful industry for the most part. You know, a handful of, you know, I don't want to say a nasty word, but a handful of just really like not friendly
wankers.
people.
Can we call them wankers?
Like, I've always heard stories where, like, you know, Jonathan was having trouble figuring out something in the farms, and Ernesto Perez Carrillo, he spent like 48 hours over there with them helping them. There's always great, there's always great stories like that of guys coming through for each other in this industry. It's always amazing to hear stuff like that.
Yeah, what do you say to that? That's amazing.
That's a great guy. I mean, and you know what? And that's the philosophy I have as an employer. You mean, 2 of my former employees now have their own shops. You know, if you're a good employer, my philosophy is you should make your employees grow. There's 2 types of owners, really. There's ones that like to keep their employees under their thumb,
right,
and never really excel or succeed because they want to keep them kind of hostage. And there's ones
stay with me.
Right, and there's ones that realize the reality is everybody grows. My job is that while you're here, I'm going to make you a better employee, hopefully a more skilled person, a more educated person about business. And when you move on, you can take those tools with you and use them, you know, for better. And for the most part, I've been in touch with almost everybody who's kind of left on good terms, so it's been real good. It's good stuff.
Nice.
So it was at that shop that you decided to start doing what you're doing now, really?
Yeah, so it was at that shop. I had a guy coming in trying to sell a cigar line that I didn't think was going to go anywhere, but really needed help with his family. He had a hardware store that got shut down by the Home Depots, Lowe's of the world, so he was looking for a job, anything, and the cigar wasn't very reputable. I'm not going to say its name online.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, listen, dude, why don't you stop that, become the manager of the shop? I got to be the high school VP until we figure this out. And then I also hired a retired PD, police department officer from that town. That was my hometown as well. I taught there, grew up there, went to school there, everything. So he started working in the shop, and all of a sudden we became the cigar shop to go help raise money for family members of fallen police officers, not yet firefighters at that point, because he was a cop, right? So all his boys were
those are
coming
guys
in,
he knows.
Well, I like where this is going. We're going to tease it forward. We're going to keep knowing more about this journey that we have here, right here on KMA Talk Radio. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram, too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
We've got some exciting things coming soon to our favorite gentleman's club, the world-famous Spearmint Rhino in West Palm Beach. Join them June 14th for their 14th anniversary and glow party. There'll be an open bar from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m., and they're raffling off a free bar tab and a black card membership. Rum Shack is now at Rhino and has bought an incredible new menu. As always, they have 1 pound New York strip special for just $14.95 every day until 10 p.m., whether lunchtime or late night. They'll be sure to keep you entertained.
Bobby, Dan Blunt here for Alec Bradley Cigars. Do you really want to hear another cigar ad that talks about wrappers and fillers and binders and aging and ratings? Blah, blah, blah. Tell you what, pick up an Alec Bradley cigar. Smoke it. Enjoy it. Spend an hour with it, and you'll be one happy camper. That's all you need to know. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Follow the legend to Nicaragua. The Monte Cristo Nicaragua series is the latest addition to the extraordinary legacy of Monte Cristo. Blended in Nicaragua, the balance of this cigar is undeniable. And now it's been awarded a top 10 cigar of 2018 by Cigar Aficionado. This exquisite and complex 100 Perfect Puro uses only the best tobacco, combining body and flavor for a stellar appearance. A unique smoking experience that is now a top 10 cigar of the year. Monte Cristo Nicaragua. 2 legends coming together to create one legendary cigar.
Tobacco legend Julio Aroa and his son, Justo Aroa, bring back the authentic Corojo and Aladino cigars. A true Cuban puro, giving homage to original vintage Vitolas. Aladino cigars are also available in a dark, rich Maduro wrapper. JRE Tobacco has an unwavering commitment for consistency and quality. Experience our commitment to excellence in any one of our 3 lines: the Aladino, the Rancho Luna, and the Tatascan. Light up a JRE cigar today. Visit jretobacco.com.
Cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only nonprofit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
Joya de Nicaragua proudly announces the release of Cuatro Cinco Reserva Especial, a carefully modified recipe containing a unique and exceptional selection of barrel-aged grade A fillers and a beautiful silky shade-grown Habano wrapper. From the legendary Jalapa Valley, produced in small quantities, this exceptional medium to full-bodied cigar will continue to captivate consumers with its rich Nicaraguan complexity, subtle woody and sweet flavors, and a velvety finish. Try a Cuatro Cinco Reserva Especial today.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, are beautifully crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato cigars.
CLE Cigar Company presents CLE Cigars, Aroa Cigars, and Asylum Cigars. With 4 generations and over 120 years of experience in tobacco. From seed to smoke, these cigars are produced in Honduras and Nicaragua with the utmost care and precision possible. CLE Cigar Company introduces a vast array of tobaccos in various sizes to bring the highest quality of premium tobacco direct for your enjoyment. Visit clecigars.com for more information.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live. I am Adam K. the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Mr. Honest Abe.
Did you say 25% alcohol by volume? I mean, isn't that just like liquor then?
Basically, but...
I mean, that's a beer?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's I forget the name of it, but it comes in a dead squirrel.
Like an actual dead squirrel?
It comes in like an actual dead squirrel?
Yes, it comes in
like a mummified dead squirrel? Or
well, it's
like a rotting dead squirrel?
Not a rotting dead squirrel. It's basically been like, you know how you...
Bronze?
No, you put it on the wall.
Stuff it?
No,
Taxidermied?
Yeah, taxidermy. It's a taxidermied squirrel.
No, that's not
And
real.
the bottle of beer comes in it?
Yeah.
How does the FDA allow that?
I don't know.
FDA doesn't care about anything.
Except about the cigar industry and how we're terrible.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a recipe for trouble.
That's funny.
How much do they serve when they pour it for you? Like 2 ounces?
I want
it just comes in a bottle, yeah.
Can you get it anywhere?
Is the bottle in the squirrel so you like hold the squirrel as you drink it?
Yeah.
Is the squirrel like a beer koozie?
During the next break, I'll find the photos.
So
of it.
like it's a squirrel koozie.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What's it called? Dead squirrel?
No, I forget what it's called, but
roadkill.
Yeah,
I'll find
it's
it.
not, but
okay,
we'll find it during the next break.
For a beer.
There you go.
Thank you, Colin. Yes. Anyway, we're here with Steve Zengel
Colin's
of
audio library is getting
those kind of
expansive.
cigars. Anyway, we were talking about how Steve got into raising money for benevolent foundations for the police officers.
You have a problem with that word. Benevolent.
Benevolent?
Yeah.
Yeah. Benevolent.
There you go. You got it.
Or benevolent.
Yeah. Whatever.
Benevolent. Sounds like an ice cream flavor. Some benevolent with some chocolate sprinkles.
Anyway, we're here still with Steve, and before we went to the break, we were talking about how he got into raising money for the good people in blue.
Well, so you were at the shop.
Yes.
You were starting to raise money with events.
Yeah, so the because Frank worked in a place, he was a wall cop. Everybody started coming in saying, "Listen, we're doing this to raise money. We're doing this to raise money. Can you come out and serve cigars at the golf outing, casino night, picnic, cruise night, everything?"
Get hit up 3-4 times a week.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know it.
The wonderful world of retail.
Yes. So I obliged, and I'd go out, and sometimes it was free donations, gift auction items, all that type of stuff. You know. And then sometimes they'd allow me to sell and give back. So at the end of the day, I'm giving back $200. And then I'm like, hey, by the way, what's going on with that family? What did they go through? How much do they need? They're like, oh, they lost their father, lost a husband, primary income earner. They need $20,000. And here I am giving $200. It was embarrassing.
Doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah, it's dropping the bucket stuff. So then, my shop was in the same town as headquarters as Sub Sandwich franchise Jersey Mike's. And those guys came in. I'm friends with them all and whatnot. We were sitting there talking. I was telling them the same problem, lamenting to them. And they said, listen, dude, shut all this shit down. Stop being a vice principal. Stop everything. Come out with a cigar. Give $1 back like we do through subs. You'll help a lot more people in much bigger ways. So that's what I did. A month or two later, put my resignation in as a vice principal, shut the shop down. My manager ended up going to open up his own shop because he wanted to stay in the industry.
Good for him.
And I said, I'm out. Let's go do it. So then the talks with Paul Palmer and Cas Fernandez came.
And this is basically what you've been doing now for 2-3 years?
No, I did it, and I came out with 500 boxes, and then somebody from CI, I guess, was vacationing at the Jersey Shore, because we live in a very prominent summer vacation spot. They saw all the shit piled up in the shop before I was going to close, and long conversation, never knew who it was, and then all of a sudden I was starting to talk to, Laura and Craig, and went out there for a meeting, and they picked up the boxes, they posted it out there, we sold out in a few months, and then I learned about profit margins and business, and I realized that was more of a hobby with a hope.
Right.
That I wasn't serious about it, so then...
Wasn't going to feed the family.
It wasn't going to feed the family, and I was like, shit, I got to get better. I got to get a lot better.
That's 2.
So,
hold on,
that's 3. That's 3.
3? Okay.
We can't curse on the air.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right, my bad. I'll back it up. I'm sorry about that.
It's all good. So continue.
My fault.
He just hit the drop button.
My bad. So
he's just adding it later, no problem.
We let it go the first time. Maybe I just won't happen again. Second, all right.
Well, we got it, and Colin marked it.
I get it. My bad. So define curse. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. So once they picked it up and it got out there, we sold out pretty quickly before the year's end, and I realized I had to get it much better. Profit margins weren't there and everything else, so I shut everything down. Got back into the classroom as a teacher, not as an administrator.
Now,
so
at this point in this timeline, have you done the original ride yet, or no?
We started selling in 16. They were almost sold out. I left October 1st in 16 to go cross country in 2 weeks. Came back October 15th, and then a month after that, they were gone by Christmas.
Okay.
So then I took the ride in October at the more tail end of it.
Yeah.
And then once it sold out, I was like, I'm done. So 2 years I took to get better, go to seminars.
Now, just to refresh our listeners who may have not been exposed the first time around.
Sure.
You took on a pretty...
you can't curse.
No, what's the word I'm looking for? It was a very ambitious. Ambitious. It was a very ambitious feat of driving across the country in 14 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was just what? To bring attention to the brand?
Raise awareness, raise money through the cigars, raise money through donations. I really didn't know. I just got fed up because all the Dallas guys downtown in July 16 got ambushed. 5 were dead, 9 injured. Yeah. And I was like, stuff's going sideways here, So I just got on my bike. I took off from school. I said, listen, I'm gone for 2 weeks. See you later. And I left.
And we talked to you before that ride started.
You talked to me before the ride, and let me say this to people, another great story, and you probably don't even remember this, but Emily Hassel put a GoFundMe page through Smoke
did
In.
she?
You did.
Okay.
You supported it.
Okay.
She did it.
All right.
And I don't know if you recall, you gave me $386.71 for the cause.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I appreciate that to you. Emily Smoking, and that's why you get
she has a baby now, a little baby boy.
That's awesome.
Married, has a baby.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like. Pretty much.
It was funny you were saying that. It's like, if you ask me what I did, I went to bed last night, I woke up married, 2 kids. It's like, it happens. I know.
That 30 to 40 is like a time warp. I don't know what happens.
But not to bring anybody down, but it does. It goes fast and enjoy it.
How did that first ride go for you?
It was a mess.
Yeah,
it was a mess. It was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life.
It was very ambitious. I remember talking on the radio. I'm like,
you called it. You said to me, you're like, Z, you're nuts. You're crazy. What are you doing?
Very masochistic ride.
It was crazy. So it It was like 15 hours. I remember going through Denver in a hailstorm. There's pictures of it on the Facebook page, and cops wanted me to get off. I told them what I was doing. They're like, dude, your life's at your own risk. They shut the roads down, but I had to go through because I have stops, I have events. And then one day, I remember the longest day, it seemed like we did I left Vegas. We did an event in Vegas, and then the next morning, I had to get up at 4:30. We did lunch and learn at Lordsburg Cigars in Laverne, California. Kegs and Eggs. Lunch and learn at Hoffer's in La Mesa right outside San Diego. And I was there for the Scottsdale event at the Hideaway that night, all in one day. But that was every day. Like, that wasn't just that one day. Like,
so you went from Vegas to San Diego to Phoenix.
Vegas to L.A.
Vegas to L.A.
To San Diego to Scottsdale.
Wow.
And that was every day of the ride. Every day of the ride. We had Hurricane Matthew roll up us in Savannah, Georgia, that caused us to go 3 hours inside to come back outside. It was just a mess, dude.
Wow.
It was absolutely a mess. 750 miles on the bike every day.
Wow.
I'll never do it again. So that's why we changed the model. That's why we went to the new model.
Now explain this what the new model is now, what you're doing.
So the new model is we came back this year, and I really told you took 2 years off to think about it. So what we do now is I go into a city on a Thursday night. I'll go Friday, say hi to everybody, the police department, fire department, cigar shops, whatnot. We'll do a cigar event on a Friday night. Saturday, take the ride out of a local Harley-Davidson dealership, unless you're in West Palm Beach on June 8th. It's one of the only 2 out of the 20 I'm doing this year throughout the country that's not at a Harley-Davidson dealer because of your strong support.
Wow.
And that's it. And then we ride for a couple hours. We start off at a registration, donuts, juice, coffee.
Just seems so much more enjoyable.
It's way more enjoyable, dude. And I got to tell you, too, it's way more enjoyable than the vice principal job, too.
I'm sure it is.
Oh, no, I got to ride for a couple hours, but not 750 miles.
Give me this box of cigars and we show it off. So tell us about this brand now. Let me show our listeners this.
So Los Caídos is Spanish for the fallen. We wanted to tilt our hat to the traditional Latino community. They don't, want some white dude saying, hey, the cigar industry's mine and whatnot. So I just wanted to really give respect to those who came before me. And then Los Caídos is Spanish for the fallen. So every cigar that we sell, we give $1 back to family members of fallen police officers and firefighters. The blue line is for police officer families. The red line's for the firefighter families.
I love that.
And since October, we've given out $4,500. So we're pretty proud of that.
So I have to ask the very important, intriguing questions on everybody's mind right now.
Yeah.
Do the blue line sell better than the red line?
That's a great question.
No joke. Almost dead even right now.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Almost dead even. Dead even. I think right now 9 boxes. We had 1,500 each have made. I think right now we're under 1,000, and it's almost a dead heat.
Nice.
Dead heat.
That's great, actually.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Both 2 great, important causes that need support.
Absolutely. Very nice. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we get back, more with Steve. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Hi, this is Nish Patel from Rocky Patel Premium Cigars. I want to introduce you guys out to our Old World Reserve Corojo made in a Honduran facility. What a beautiful medium-bodied cigar. When you light it up, it's got a gorgeous white ash, and you get that sweetness from that delicious Corojo wrapper, a little bit of spice, and a lot of nuttiness. Go to your local brick and mortar, check out the Old World Reserve Corojo. You will not be disappointed. Again, what a delicious cigar.
For hundreds of years, the indigenous people of the Dominican Republic took tobacco and rolled it tightly into palm leaves. These long cylinders of tobacco, called yagua, created different, unique, robust flavors and aromas, and that original tobacco is now, for the first time, featured in La Aurora Dominican DNA. Full-bodied, robust, spicy, and elegant, La Aurora Dominican DNA is a return to the roots of Dominican cigar making that only La Aurora can provide. Look to the lion. La Aurora Cigars, king of the pride since 1903.
Looking for something unique and awesome? Smoke Oscar Valderas cigars. 2012 Connecticut, 2012 Corojo, 2012 Maduro, the Oscar Habano, the Oscar Maduro, My Way, and our latest creation, Oscar Valderas Cicerone Edition. A great cigar that comes in 5 different collectible boxes with an amazing exclusive artwork. Remember, Oscar has something unique and awesome waiting for you. Ask for Oscar Cigars in your favorite cigar shop.
Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust and its master ligador, Steve Saka, is crafting the very finest cigars available today. One such brand is his Mi Querida, a robust, extremely flavorful liga, comprised of rich Nicaraguan leaf hand-rolled in a 100% naturally fermented, heavily broadleaf capa. Earthy and dense, with a long-lasting, slightly dirty finish, Mi Querida is delightfully lush and full-bodied on the palate. Offering an extremely satisfying experience, For the most passionate of cigar smokers, ask your tobacconist for Mi Querida today.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
Insurance companies have a very unique business model that the general public doesn't understand. Insurance companies make profit only one way, taking in premiums and paying out less on claims than they take in premiums. In doing this, they oftentimes deny legitimate people with viable claims fair compensation.
We know accidents happen. They happen every day. The good thing about insurance is it helps people do the right thing when they've caused accidents. You know, if I cause an accident, the first thing I want to do is make sure the person is okay, the person's taken care of. Insurance gives us the ability to do the right thing. Unfortunately, the insurance company treats people like statistics instead of human beings. And that's why you need an experienced attorney to make sure the insurance company does the right thing.
Baker and Zimmerman, defending the injured. 800-866-LAWS. Want to be in the know and lift your cigar game? Join the Monte Cristo Social Club and stay connected with the latest cigar news. Discover events near you and see what's trending. The Monte Cristo Social Club is the place to stay connected to get the inside scoop and feel like an industry insider. Members can look forward to exclusive members-only benefits, special discounts, and details on how to gain VIP access to some of the most extravagant cigar events. New members receive an exclusive gift just for signing up. The Monte Cristo Social Club. Get in the know.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
You. Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio.
Here?
I'm Adam K. the Brewmeister. With me, of course, the man, the myth, Mr. Honest Dave.
We got to update that information.
What information?
On the beer.
Oh, hold on. I gotta upload the images, but
Yeah.
we can talk about it briefly. It's called
From
it's
Brewdog. It's Brewdog Brewery in Scotland that originally did it. Came out in 2016.
So
Originally.
it's literally a squirrel
I'm
standing
gonna
up.
post it right now.
The bottle is inside the squirrel's body, and the neck of the bottle protrudes out of the squirrel's mouth.
And some of them are decorated,
dressed up in kilts
They're
and
up now.
whatnot.
Yeah.
And
I don't know, man.
a
This
bottle,
makes me feel
one
weird.
bottle. Did you see how many ounces that bottle is? Is it a regular?
It looks like a
16?
regular size
It looks
bottle.
like a regular.
Because it's a
16
squirrel's body.
Yeah.
How squirrel's body ain't that big.
You're not going to fit that much
Not a
beer in a
growler.
squirrel body.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a big fat squirrels, and they put them in 40s. You know?
No.
It's
The
not.
guy. Look, you can see the guy's hand holding it. It's not.
$20,000 for a bottle.
And I was off because it was 55% alcohol by volume.
$20,000. I'd like to know if anybody's actually bought this thing.
Yeah, comment if you have.
I highly doubt our listeners have bought it yet.
I don't know if anybody had bought it. It might be our listeners. Let me say something. I'm not an animal rights activist, but that thing makes me uncomfortable. Like, it feels wrong.
I want to start a GoFundMe page so we can just get one and put it on the show and have Adam drink it. Would you drink a 55% volume alcohol beer that was in a squirrel's body?
Slowly.
More. Ew, that's what? That sounded sexual.
Ouch.
Let me
not
ask you a
meant to,
question.
yeah.
That doesn't bother you that they killed a squirrel so that they can put a bottle of
I don't
beer
think,
in its mouth? It's so barbaric.
They probably just found a bunch of dead squirrels.
No.
I don't think they
I don't
killed a
think
squirrel
they're
for the
killing
purpose of
squirrels.
this. Yeah.
I think they might
Plenty
be.
of dead squirrels.
There
out
are plenty of dead squirrels, or plenty of, like, there's some taxidermist somewhere who they have set up who keeps finding squirrels, and they're like, hey, guy, when you get a squirrel, let us know. We need to put a bottle in it.
No.
But this is your assumption. It's not like you've talked with the guy.
Yeah, you're
Obviously not.
Well, they might be on eBay. You can probably check eBay right now,
Yeah,
see if there's a
probably.
stuffed squirrel on there.
They probably got squirrel traps.
But they have
laid
to
out everywhere.
taxidermy them to a certain size, like to a certain stance.
I'm assuming they taxidermy them with the bottle, and
Yeah.
then they fill the bottle.
Yeah.
I really don't think they're putting that in
Something
the
is
swirl.
so wrong with this
after the
world
fact.
that people drink out of that. I'm sorry.
Adam would.
That really that like bothers me that you would drink out of that.
There's beer in the bottle.
Adam was at Whole Foods last night asking for it. Do you have $20,000?
Hey,
It's right into Whole Foods.
Excuse me, JB.
Right?
Do you have the dead squirrel beer?
Listen, Sebastian Maniscalco did a whole skit on Whole Foods.
Oh, he did?
I was cracking up. I was thinking of Adam the whole time. Had he mentioned something about drinking at Whole Foods, I would have shared it on KMA. But he's a Chicago comic.
Sorry, I got to put this up on the screen one more time, just because this I can't believe that this exists.
That's fantastic.
Oh, Grace is not sure how to find the place.
I gave her an address.
Okay.
She's didn't text me. Okay.
Okay, we'll let him do that. We'll talk to. So, Steve, you said you're doing it's Saturdays. Coming on Thursday, meet and greets. Saturday, go for a couple hour rides. Where are you going? Obviously, June 8th, you're here in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Yep.
If people still want to sign up, where do they have to? They have to sign up anywhere? Do they just show up? What do they have to do?
Yeah, they could go to lifeofaridetime.org. There's a little block with the individual registration link to every city we're going to. We did Dallas May 4th. We're doing Memphis June 1st. And then it's on until November, right? So we got West Palm the 8th, Detroit, Chicago. It's just, I can't even keep track of it all, but it's all out there. It's a lot. It's 20 cities.
20 cities.
That's still an
till
ambitious,
November.
Ambitious, tour.
Yeah, I had to turn down. There were a couple cities, so we were supposed to do San Fran, LA, and New Orleans, and I was just like,
Oh, how'd you pass on New Orleans?
I know. Well,
I love New Orleans.
It still might be up in the air. They're giving me a lot of shit. So.
Again,
stop. They're giving me a lot of stuff.
One more, and he might beat the soccer record.
Yeah, no, he's got a little ways to go, I think.
Yeah, I think Soccer said it 4 times in one sentence.
Yeah.
Soccerlicious.
Yeah.
Soccer's my boy. I like. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he's holding a standing record for the
I'm
most
not here
times.
to break any records with that. I'll let him hold that. I don't want to be disrespectful to you guys. I feel bad.
It's natural. We're so tuned to it for so many years of doing this. When we put these headsets on, we just don't even think about it anymore. It's natural. But like we started doing a couple late night episodes, which we're overdue for one. We got to do a KMA late night, right? That doesn't broadcast on terrestrial radio. So it was very hard for us to learn that we could actually swear now. That took a hard thing to get used to, but. Very cool.
And I think I'm doing better by saying that instead of the F-bomb, and it's like, it's still considered a curse, you forget.
And this from a child's educator. Good job.
Yeah,
Keep up the good work.
That happened once, too. Trust me.
I can imagine.
But that's why he's cursing, because he was an educator.
Yeah,
good point.
Now, for our local listeners, what's going on this weekend?
So, local listeners this weekend, here today, and then tonight I'm going to be down with Luz at Neptune because I'm flying out of Lauderdale, so she carries the cigar. I'm going to be with her for a couple hours, and then next week is the big week. We're down at your Boynton Beach location on Friday night the 7th, and then Saturday
at the Casa Monte Cristo in Boynton Beach. That's going to have Friday
night
event.
Well, that's 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. 2 weeks. That's what I'm saying. I can't keep up. 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks, June 8th, and then or June 7th, that Friday night, and then June 8th is really, really cool because the riders were getting together in the front of your West Palm Beach location.
At the Davidoff Lounge.
At the Davidoff Lounge. We're going to meet in the parking lot, donuts, juice, coffee, whatever. I don't know how many people are going to join us. Everybody knows about it, and then we're just going to take a ride. We always go to see 1 or 2 memorials. We stop for lunch and then an after party, but because of your strong support and because you've been with me for the past couple of years, we're going to actually start and stop at your place.
Oh, nice.
And it's the first and only ride that we're not doing out of a local Harley-Davidson dealer. So of all 20 rides, Philly isn't leaving out of a dealer because it's where my warehouse is, and this. And those are the only 2.
I'm a little sad because I won't be around that weekend. We're going to be out of town.
We randomly, Tim and I are both out of town that weekend.
I know. Really sad because we wanted to do a live KMA. That's why you came on earlier now.
Correct.
But yeah, we ended up being out of town that weekend.
But it's still going to be going on there. So
Absolutely.
For those of our listeners in South Florida, and even if you're not and you can make plans to come, it's June 8th, correct?
June 8th is the ride. June 7th is the event at the Boynton Beach location.
Should be a great ride. And I know actually a couple of our staff recently have acquired motorcycles, so you probably have 3 or 4 of our guys riding with you.
That's
too.
Awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Put them towards the back.
Yeah,
put them
I was going to say
toward the front.
Yeah.
Put them towards the back.
Give them somebody to follow.
Yeah. So this way, if you lose one, no one will know.
Hey, we might find a couple squirrels on the road.
Bring them to Adam and put his beer in their mouths.
Absolutely. Nothing says good advertising like a squirrel.
Wow.
Really
John.
Oh my God.
So, Steve, obviously you're flying back and forth. You're not driving your bike back and forth. So you have a deal worked out with Harley Davidson to like rent a bike periodically when you're doing all these events in all these different cities.
Yeah, so Eagle Rider just signed an exclusive agreement. They used to be the rental agency, and it was kind of like a offshoot, but now they're the place in every Harley dealer. So I go to Eagle Rider, aren't with them, and we're working on agreements for long-term partnerships.
Nice.
But that's what I do. I just fly, land, rent, ride, go.
Excellent.
Yep.
Very cool. Very nice.
Yeah, it's really easy, convenient, much better than doing 750. I should have listened to you, man. Let me just say this. I'm putting it on record. I should have listened to you.
I could have bet you a signed $5 bill, actually. Listen, you know what? I've put myself in those situations where I've overly, ambitiously, on purpose almost stacked something very hard task against me. And, when you do get through it, it's a great feeling. But then, it's one of those things where you just look back and you're halfway like, what was I thinking?
Exactly.
Why?
Yes, 100%
Actually,
right on that.
When I opened up, I remember that feeling when I opened up my second location, right? We were in West Palm Beach, and we were putting in a computer system for the first time. So not only did I have to barcode everything, I had to create the user code for every single item in there.
Gosh.
And I was by myself, and I can remember night after night after night working in a T-shirt and shorts, just entering the data of every shipment.
Holy cow.
Right? Because I had no staff back then. I had one store.
Yeah.
And my friends and their kids would come in the next day to do all the labels and label them. But I was up, and like the fifth night where there was a case of Red Bulls and Coke and everything, and I'm saying to myself, why did I do this? I remember
Paging common sense.
Yep.
That's funny.
Oh, very rock and roll.
But let me say this too. I enjoy watching following you on Facebook, man. You're a real family, man. I love watching that and seeing that about you, man. That's really cool.
I appreciate it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love watching that, man.
That's my greatest accomplishment, actually.
Yeah, I see all the posts. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's like, all right, he's grounded. He gets
Thank
it.
you.
That's cool, man.
Thank you.
All right, so make sure you check out lifeofaridetime.org. I can't believe I totally just blanked.
He's thinking about the squirrel.
I'm thinking about the squirrel. I'm thinking about a beer. I need a beer. Somebody get me a beer. Where's Colin? Where's the Scotch reserves or bourbon reserve we're supposed to have here? You were supposed to be in charge of that. Anyways, make sure you check out lifeofaridetime.org. This week, and you're at Neptune. If anybody's local.
Neptune tonight?
Yeah, Neptune today, 2 to 7.
All right.
And then next week, Memphis. And then 2 weeks from now, June 7th and 8th, everybody come and blow it up, smoke in. Boynton Beach Friday nights is the June 7th, Saturday the 8th out of West Palm. I want everybody come on out. It's going to be a great time, and I appreciate everybody so much for listening and having me in the studio today.
Everybody appreciates the good work you're doing, man. Keep
Absolutely.
it up.
Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Make sure you support Life of a Ride Time or check out Los Caidos Cigars because, well, hey, they're made at Tabasa by the good people over at Aganorsa, our good friend, the Great White Gringo, Terrence Riley.
Who was just here.
Yes.
He was just here not that long ago, 3 weeks or so. Yeah. When we come back, we are going to, get on a soapbox with Honest Abe.
I'm going to save it to the end because I want Grace involved in this one.
Well, I'm teasing forward for the next hour. I'm doing a full hour tease is what I'm doing.
Yes.
We've got a really great cigar, Insane Asylum, coming up at the end of the show. I can't wait for that. Grace Sotolongo will be here. We'll find out what's going on with Grace. And she exited the cigar industry. And what's happening?
Where is she now?
Where is she now? How is she enjoying married
She's
life?
actually sitting right outside the studio.
Hi. How you doing?
I just saw her walk
I
in.
waved. It was great.
Solution solved.
Yeah. It's a great time. Steve, thanks for being here. Best of luck with all the rides. And until then, keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Lights, camera, action. Real Clips Barbershop brings you all that is good about old school barbershops in a new cinematic themed environment. Whether you need a traditional cut, fade, blowout, or even a straight razor hot towel shave, our master barbers will get you right. All while enjoying iconic scenes from some of your favorite movies, right from our video screens built into the mirrors. Visit realclipsbarbershop.com. That's real, REEL, clipsbarbershop.com for a location near you or to make an appointment. After one visit, we know you'll be back.
Keep it lit with KMA Talk Radio.
Cigar Fairy's making rounds.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
a brand more than 100 years in the making. Particulares was established in Havana, Cuba in 1895, operating as an elite factory that would later introduce the world to classic brands such as Byron, Particulares, and even Monte Cristo. Now, Sindicato Cigars is proud to bring this historic brand back to life, partnering with the legendary Topsa factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, to reimagine this Cuban classic as a modern-day Nicaraguan puro. Transport yourself to a bygone era of Cuban nostalgia with Particulares by Sindicato. For more information, visit sindicato.com.
Hey, fools, how about a game of Cutthroat? It's your funeral. That's my kind of game. Arnold, I hope your pool playing is better than your choice of cigars. What do you mean? Wow, tough crowd. Here, try this Recluse cigar. You're going to need all the help you can get. Don't be stingy. Let me get one of those. Recluse. Wow, that's a good smoke. Now I can bring my A game. I think you should stick with that Recluse cigar and work on your B game, because you don't have an A game. And I know a little something about games. Boom. Ooh, that's cold.
Want to be in the know and lift your cigar game? Join the Monte Cristo Social Club and stay connected with the latest cigar news. Discover events near you and see what's trending. The Monte Cristo Social Club is the place to stay connected to get the inside scoop and feel like an industry insider. Members can look forward to exclusive members-only benefits, special discounts, and details on how to gain VIP access to some of the most extravagant cigar events. New members receive an exclusive gift just for signing up. The Monte Cristo Social Club. Get in the know.
Quality and value are always the two biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
Lights, camera, action. Real Clips Barbershop brings you all that is good about old school barbershops in a new cinematic themed environment. Whether you need a traditional cut, fade, blowout, or even a straight razor hot towel shave, our master barbers will get you right. All while enjoying iconic scenes from some of your favorite movies, right from our video screens built into the mirrors. Visit realclipsbarbershop.com. That's real, R-E-E-L, clipsbarbershop.com for a location near you or to make an appointment. After one visit, we know you'll be back.
Hey, Kemosabe. Dan Blunt here for Alec Bradley Cigars. Do you really want to hear another cigar ad that talks about wrappers and fillers and binders and aging and ratings? Blah, blah, blah. Tell you what, pick up an Alec Bradley cigar. Smoke it. Enjoy it. Spend an hour with it, and you'll be one happy camper. That's all you need to know. We'll talk to you again real soon.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Insurance companies have a very unique business model that the general public doesn't understand. Insurance companies make profit only one way: taking in premiums and paying out less on claims than they take in premiums. In doing this, they oftentimes deny legitimate people with viable claims fair compensation.
We know accidents happen. They happen every day. The good thing about insurance is it helps people do the right thing when they've caused accidents. You know, if I cause an accident, the first thing I want to do is make sure the person is okay, the person's taken care of. Insurance gives us the ability to do the right thing. Unfortunately, the insurance company treats people like statistics instead of human beings. And that's why you need an experienced attorney to make sure the insurance company does the right thing.
Baker and Zimmerman. Defending the injured. 800-866-LAWS.
Cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only nonprofit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
Follow the legend to Nicaragua. The Monte Cristo Nicaragua series is the latest addition to the extraordinary legacy of Monte Cristo. Blended in Nicaragua, the balance of this cigar is undeniable. And now it's been awarded a top 10 cigar of 2018 by Cigar Aficionado. This exquisite and complex 100 Perfect Puro uses only the best tobacco, combining body and flavor for a stellar appearance. A unique smoking experience that is now a top 10 cigar of the year. Monte Cristo Nicaragua. 2 legends coming together to create one legendary cigar.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, are beautifully crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato cigars.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in lovely West Palm Beach, Florida. I am Adam K., the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Mr. Honest Abe.
Hello, hello.
And, of course, Paul.
Hi.
Yeah.
Coop's on the phone? I'm asking Colin if Coop's on the phone.
Oh, he's not.
He was supposed to be.
Oh. I did the thing you asked me to.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's taken care of now.
Well, let's get into where are they now?
I know,
we don't have a liner for it.
Paul, just sing it.
Oh, there you go. Where are they now? Brought to you by KMA Talk Radio.
And our good friends over at Warhawk Cigars.
There you go.
Warhawk.
There it goes.
All right. So we're pretty. Welcome back, Grace Sotolongo. Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing? Don't be afraid of it.
I'm kind of actually. Oh, there. Are we good there? There.
There she is.
Hi. I'm actually kind of nervous.
Really?
What are you nervous about?
Well, I haven't been on here in 6 years.
So? It's like riding a bike.
Well, you get kind of nervous that you're going to fall off the first time, and then you're like, oh, look, I know how to do this.
So it's been 6 years, which is a very long time.
Since I've been on here, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, how long has it been since you've been out of the cigar industry?
Almost 5.
So it's a long time for both.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why don't you start with telling our listeners what you did and how you originally got in the cigar industry?
So I met Berta Bravo, the Guayabera lady, in 2009. And I quickly started going with her to different cigar shops, and that's how I learned.
You just went to her as a friend. You were going to cigar shops, right?
Yeah, and
just hanging out. And
helping
her
her
out.
with her store and stuff.
And she makes the Guayaberas, so
Yes.
she makes Guayaberas.
Yeah, and I would wear her
the
stuff all
Guayabera lady.
The Guayabera lady, yes.
Oh, that we were talking about her with Pete that was on last show.
Could be.
Pete Hernandez. He was talking about her.
Could be. A lot of
Pete
people talk about it.
Hernandez, the human version of Yelp.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
So I started going with her to shops, and that's how I learned to smoke cigars, because nobody before that had ever.
Were you into cigars at all before this or no?
No.
No.
I didn't even like the smell of it, to be quite honest. And
That's so funny.
in 2010, I met the Garcia family. And October of 2010, I started working for them. I was there for 3 years.
What were you doing before this, other than just helping Bert? I mean, did you have a job? Were you doing anything?
I was going to college, and I worked at a bank.
Oh, teller?
Yeah.
Oh,
Went to the
boring
bank.
job. Tellers always look so miserable when they go in the bank.
It was boring.
Do you ever see a happy teller?
No, but I know a lot of guys that like exclusively date bank tellers.
Why?
Because you get them alone for a brief period of time where they just have to talk to you, and it's like they're in right there to say, hey, what are you doing tonight? Where do you hang out?
I never dated any of my clients.
Really? I know a lot.
But did you get hit on a lot?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
All right.
Was
well,
that
so
like
they try.
Was that like a company rule, or was that a Grace Sotolongo rule?
It was a Grace Sotolongo rule. I really never dated anybody, even in the industry or anything like that.
Nobody who comes to the bank, you're out.
No, but I'm saying like work-wise, for me was always like kind of like
Good rule.
Yeah.
That's a classy rule to have.
It's a good rule.
I was never good at that rule.
99% of the time, it never leads to something good.
No. It makes life very difficult.
Yes.
The only exciting time as a teller was when you thought that you had like
You're being held
check.
up?
No, a fake check. No, that would have been really exciting.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Thought you had a story.
Yeah, the last day of that when I had resigned, my last day, I caught a fraudulent check, and it was like the most thrilling thing ever.
What gave it away?
Yeah, that's...
the writing and the
It just
signature.
looked sloppy.
Yeah, it just looked
I've seen some really good fraudulent checks. We've had people steal our checks out of the mail, and we got the hologram checks too, and they've erased who we've written the check out to completely.
Yep.
And it's computer printed, and they've rewritten it.
We've had the same exact problem in my company.
It and they've cashed it.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen some real good work. I'm just saying.
Check fraud.
Props to them.
Hey, listen, I'm an admirer of good art form.
That's true.
It's good work.
It's good graphic design.
Right? Good work. So now you take on and you get hired with My Father Cigars, and what did you do for them when they hired you?
First, I was just doing customer service, answering the phone.
Front person.
Yeah.
In the office down here in Miami.
In the office, I was the only person that spoke English in the office.
Yes. Yes, I could see that.
Yeah.
Really?
At the time.
Fluent English.
Yeah. And I was there for 3 years. I was moved up to executive assistant, and I did some traveling with them. I went to a couple of shows. Actually, no, I only went to one show, and I loved it. And then I left.
And you left to start your own brand.
I didn't leave to start my own brand.
Okay.
So
you were ready to move on regardless.
Yeah, you know that.
And then you had a project of making your own brand.
Yes, people don't believe it, but it's the actual truth. I resigned. I was there for 2 weeks. I didn't tell anybody that I had resigned. And when the last day came, that's when I officially put, I've left My Father Cigars. I was out of work for like 2-3 weeks, and I met with a few companies. And in those 2-3 weeks, along came Christian Iroa and Tom Lazuka. And Tom Lazuka DM'd me on Facebook, and he's like, "Are you interested in like working with us?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll talk to you guys. Why not?" And honestly, I wasn't looking for a brand at all.
That was their idea.
That was their idea. And
because you had a big following.
Yeah.
You were very popular in the social media world. I mean, and you're a very pleasant person, so it's very easily that you were that popular. So they thought there'd be an opportunity to make a brand, and it was a brand. I can't pronounce it right.
Hechicera.
Yeah, I think that was part of the problem. Half the people couldn't say what it was.
But it did. I mean, in my opinion, it did great. I mean, did he have maybe a higher expectation? I guess.
Maybe.
But
not patient. Maybe.
I mean, in my opinion, again, I'm not the owner of CLE, but sometimes I think things deserve a little bit more time, and it was doing well. It wasn't going back. It was going up.
It was edging forward in the right direction.
It's just taking too long, maybe.
Right.
What does hechicera mean?
Sorceress.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
So what were your responsibilities with the company then? Were you going around doing events with the brand? Were you promoting it?
Yeah, I was helping a little bit with social media for the company through my own pages, and I was traveling with all the reps. I was nonstop traveling. Like I literally.
Did you like that? A lot of people don't like that.
I love the traveling.
You did.
Yeah.
It's the only way to do it, right?
Now at this time, because I knew you when you were single.
Mm-hmm.
So at this time, were you in a relationship?
About a month after I started working with Christian was when I started dating Gabriel, my husband now.
Now, so that means you were doing all that extensive traveling while you were in a relationship. How did that work?
It worked out
Was
fine.
he all right with it?
Yeah, because I was very clear with this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm focused on. And
very supportive.
I want to be with you, but this is the only way that I could be with you.
Right.
And it was hard. I mean, sometimes he'd travel, so it would be, we'd see each other on the weekend, and then he'd be out, but I'd be in Miami, but then he'd come back and I'd leave,
Ships passing through the night.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was
difficult.
fun.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we'd meet up in, like, events. So that was exciting, too, because I'm like, I haven't seen you, but I'm going to see you, at that event.
But he's in a completely different industry, or no?
No, he's in the cigar industry.
What does he do? I'm not familiar with him. Sorry.
No, it's okay. He's director of sales for a cigar brand called Casa Cuevas.
Maybe a future guest on the show.
I was going to say, why don't we have him on?
Paul's always looking for guests.
Yeah. Okay, Casa Cuevas.
He'd love to be here, for sure.
So being in the industry, he knew what you had to do and what you were going through.
Right, and we had been friends for a few years before that, so he knew that I was very committed to the industry and that I loved and had a passion for what I was doing.
Were you attracted to him when you were friends? Did you think you were going to date him?
Obviously she was.
No.
She just said no.
Come on.
No, we were friends. We were legit friends, and that's it. Like
I was friends for my wife for 5 years, but I was very attracted to her.
Yeah, you were attracted to her.
Hold on, but see, this goes back, not to get into a whole relationship conversation.
It's a men and women thing.
Yes, because I think we've had this tangent before. And I've had this argument with my wife and many, many women, but it is true. A man's not going to be friends with a woman unless it's not so much on the surface, it's not so obvious, but somewhere
There's
in
a
the
chance.
Yes, somewhere in the back, it could be way back in the depths of your brain.
Exactly.
That you are attracted to this girl, and if the opportunity arises, you're taking it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Never wasted my time with a friend that I didn't think at some point there might be a chance.
You don't even have to talk to yourself about it. It's automatic. Yeah. It's a natural.
Hence my wife.
It's
vivacious.
We were friends for years, but it was always. I mean, I always tried, but
I
she
tried
denied
too.
me.
5 years. I tried, and
She
Brady said
denied
no.
me. Yep.
It's a natural filter we have.
Yep.
It's like. I don't know if it goes back to the hunting thing or we're just not going to, I'm telling you, I don't know what the primal instinct, we're just not going to invest that time. Right? In being a friend with somebody. I know it sounds very shallow. It sounds very terrible. But I think it's the way men are.
But it's honest. I like that.
It's the way men are wired, right?
Yeah, give it away.
I've always said, look, I don't lose respect for a man who's unfaithful because I can understand the weakness of it. I think guys who are really, really faithful are really, really good of never putting themselves in a situation where they have to make a choice.
Absolutely.
Right? I think that defines a man's faithfulness.
Some of my greatest mentors have told me if you were in the situation, that was the mistake.
Exactly.
Don't put yourself in that situation.
That's what differentiates it, right? But I do have a problem with men who are unfaithful and flaunt it, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to meet your girlfriend when I know your wife, right? Don't bring her around. I don't even want to know about it, right? Because I know your wife. We go to dinner together, man. Don't bring her, So that's where I draw the line on that. But because men really are wired completely differently. So it's funny, she's over here going, no, I wasn't attracted to him, but we were friends.
She's probably telling the
and she's
truth.
being 100% sincere because that's how women are.
But here's also the thing. Gabriel's Berta's nephew.
Oh.
Yes. Not by blood, but it's like a Cuban relationship thing.
Yes, I get it.
Yeah.
We're Mediterranean. I get it. We're all cousins. I get it.
Right.
Same here, yeah.
And when I met him, he was married. And I knew his wife, and I knew his little girl, and...
So there was no shot.
Yeah, this makes it
well,
even better story.
No shot.
Yeah. Well, not only it wasn't a shot, it's just I just wasn't interested. I'm the kind of person, I always promised myself from situations that I saw growing up, I just would never do that to anybody or to myself to be in that position. So it was a very simple thing. We were friends, he got separated, and a year later we started dating.
Wow.
Okay.
So,
hold that thought. Yes, it is.
We're on a roll.
We're going to take a short little break. When we come back, we will have more with Grace, and we're going to talk to Mr. William Cooper. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Hey, Kemosabe. Dan Blunt here for Alec Bradley Cigars. Do you really want to hear another cigar ad that talks about wrappers and fillers and binders and aging and ratings? Blah, blah, blah. Tell you what, pick up an Alec Bradley cigar. Smoke it. Enjoy it. Spend an hour with it, and you'll be one happy camper. That's all you need to know. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Plasencia Cigars has been one of the world's leading growers of first-class tobacco since 1865. Today, Nestor Plasencia Sr., together with the fifth generation of the Plasencia family, continue the legacy. With over 3,000 acres of quality tobacco fields, they are makers of quality cigars, including Alma Fuerte, ranked among the top 10 cigars in major publications. Find them in your local premium tobacconist stores around the country. Plasencia Cigars, perfected for more than 150 years. Yours to enjoy now.
Hello, this is Glenn Case, owner of Christoph Cigars. There's nothing more important to me than family. That's why I treasure the moments with my wife Terry and our son Christopher, aka Christoph. When we have those rare moments to talk about life, there's nothing better than smoking Christoph to enhance our time together. For Terry, it's our Christoph Sweet Tip Cuban selection. For Chris, our Sumatra. And for me, our original Maduro. Enhance your family time with Christoph Cigars.
Ventura Cigar Company is a boutique cigar brand born in sunny Southern California. Ventura Cigar Company is on a mission to create memorable, complex cigar blends that excite the senses and reward discriminating palates. Experience the Cigar Aficionado number 13 Cigar of the Year, the Archetype Axis Mundi. Rise up, step up, look up, fire up, and leave compromise behind with Ventura Cigar Company. Check them out online at venturacigar.com.
Make your next bold journey an epic one. When it comes to cigars, only one brand delivers intense, unforgettable experiences. Camacho. In continuing this fearless tradition, Camacho brings you the newest addition to its arsenal of badass, the new Camacho BXP. Intense, box-pressed, and crafted with rugged American broadleaf fillers from Pennsylvania. Available in Connecticut, Corojo, and Ecuador. Outfit your next bold journey with the new Camacho BXP.
Want to be in the know and lift your cigar game? Join the Monte Cristo Social Club and stay connected with the latest cigar news. Discover events near you and see what's trending. The Monte Cristo Social Club is the place to stay connected to get the inside scoop and feel like an industry insider. Members can look forward to exclusive members-only benefits, special discounts, and details on how to gain VIP access to some of the most extravagant cigar events. New members receive an exclusive gift just for signing up. The Monte Cristo Social Club. Get in the know.
Since their humble beginnings in 1998, Drew Estate has believed that the production floor is the crossroads between art and passion, and where the real magic takes place. Drew Estate Master Blender Willie Herrera has crafted a unique medium-bodied line extension that is creamy, lush, and ultra-smooth, and finished off with a flawless shade wrapper that delivers satisfaction in spades. Continuing the story from their factory floor, it is with great bravado that the Drew Estate presents Under Crown Shade, a true Drew experience.
Bold and complex. That is the new Romeo San Andres by Romeo Julieta. Using the very best San Andres wrapper leaf available in the market, Rafael Nadal and AJ Fernandez collaborated together to create a new standard among San Andres cigars. Medium to full-bodied, this cigar is bountiful in both flavor and aroma. Available nationally for the first time, Romeo San Andres is a cigar you do not want to miss. Make sure to get one today at your local tobacconist. Romeo San Andres by Romeo Julieta.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live. I'm Adam K. the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Mr. Honest Abe.
What's up?
And Paul.
I keep looking at these pictures of the squirrel, the taxidermy squirrel.
Are you not
with a
showing
beard.
it still? Please stop.
No, I'm
showing
not.
it.
I'm just looking at it. Because it's here, I should delete them so I don't show it anymore.
Probably
Yeah,
a good
you keep
idea.
putting it on the air.
We've also got our Where Are They Now with the lovely Grace Sotolongo.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, he put on his girl voice.
That was a good girl voice.
Come on now. You know I have to.
I love Adam.
Everybody loves not Adam.
Well, she doesn't really know him, so I...
Oh, I was on the show with him a couple times.
Adam has a handful of people that are hardcore like fans.
I didn't say I was a fan. I said I loved him.
I tried, man. I tried.
I said I love you.
Yeah, but I don't
know. It was kind of a
You can
backhanded
love
compliment.
me. It doesn't mean you're my fan.
That's fantastic.
Would I wear a shirt with your face? No. Do I love you?
I
Yes.
would.
Okay.
You know.
I would wear a shirt with his face
Paul
on it.
would. Paul has an infatuation.
Yeah.
He fascinates me.
Paul really has an infatuation with Adam.
I see.
He does.
Because I think it's an act, and every time I try to prove
It's
that
an
it's an
act?
act,
It's so not an
it's
act.
not an act at all.
No, it's just him.
I think if you
It's
could
not
take
you.
him to Disney with you, you would.
He won't go.
Hell no.
No, he won't go.
It's hot. There's a lot of people.
We're staying at
small
the Animal
children.
Kingdom Lodge this weekend, and we're going to have a savannah view. My son's going to love life. The giraffes right outside your room.
Your son
It's
won't
awesome.
remember nothing of it.
He won't remember it, but he loves animals now. Like, he goes nuts when he goes to the zoo.
Does he
'Cause
think,
we-
How old's your
does
son?
he think you're a little
N-
furry
10
squirrel?
months. No. I'm huge compared to... I am quite furry,
Not really
though.
compared to a squirrel. I mean, come on.
I'll
You're
tell
just
you.
like a jumbo squirrel. You're like the baby Huey of squirrels.
I'll tell you something quickly.
Yeah.
They won't remember, but you will remember those.
That's
That's
what
what
it
I'm
is.
saying. And we have season passes,
Smart.
so we go all the time.
Yeah, he's a real Disney-like freak.
That's why I moved to Florida.
Yeah, my kids get one more Disney trip in their lifetimes from me.
Well, yours is an expense with all
Oh,
of
you
them.
kidding me? It's like taking an army and
Yeah.
the helper and the sister, whatever.
Well, when you go,
But-
I'll show up there.
But like, no, we can. But like, I took my kids when they were just at the right age. Asher was maybe like 1, and just
Right, so
just
he was
starting
a
to
little
walk.
young, but the rest of
girls
them-
were just the right age. None of them are old enough. We're old enough like for Universal Studios or not yet. Now my oldest and my second oldest is getting to that age where they could do like a Universal, whatever, and the other ones will still enjoy Disney. So they'll get one more Disney trip, and then they're done with me in Disney.
So they get 2 Disney trips in their life?
Dude, how many Disney trips do you need?
All right, we can't talk about this anymore.
Really?
I go
You're
almost
that
once a
too?
month.
I don't have the time because of what I do now. I'm an event planner, so I work on the weekends. But obviously Gabriel works during the week, so it's kind of difficult to plan a trip.
Right.
I do have season passes. I've only used them once, unfortunately. But if I could go more often, I would.
Why?
Because when you go,
How dare you?
When you go once
first
a year,
off, if you take the kids that often, you take away the magic.
No.
No,
you're wrong.
I don't think so.
There's something new every time to see.
It's not that it's something new every time to see. The problem is that it's so saturated and it's so packed that if you try to go once a year, you have to be there all day.
Hold on. When we went for 7 days. So we weren't in Disney like for a day and drove home.
I don't have Abe funds. I
No,
can't
I'm
go
just
for
saying,
7
so
days.
7 days is like $40,000.
Yes, I know. I mean, literally, we were there for 7 days. I mean, we did a couple other parks, and we did a water park and whatever. But we actually went to Disney 2 days. I mean, it was a whole thing. It wasn't like we just drove up for the day and drove back. You know, it was a whole.
I do that often.
Disney experience. You know, they got their little watches and their little things.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, they had a good time.
But if you go more often, you can, go to the park like 4 or 5 hours and not stress over the lines because you can go back.
You can always go back
and do the next thing that you did.
I pretty much mastered the whole Fast Pass.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Yes, I knew which rides to Fast Pass, which ride. I had studied it. You know, when you download the app, you could see what the average wait time for all the rides are. So I knew the rides that didn't need Fast Pass and the rides that did need Fast Pass. Just ignore them. That didn't need Fast Pass. So I had mastered, and I had already mapped out from when we entered the park our whole where we were going to go.
Right.
So it was a very
you're such a fun killer.
Efficient experience.
Yeah, that would
And then
stress
I just
me out.
squeezed a lot of fun in. Listen, nobody else knew it. I'm the only one that knew it. You know, they were just following me everywhere, and they had a great time.
That's awesome.
But you were stressed.
I wasn't stressed. I followed my plan. It was all thought out. Didn't have to think of anything.
Okay.
You know, listen.
To each his own.
Yeah, listen. When you plan accordingly, you get more fun stuff done. It was very fun. We didn't have a surprise. If there was a long wait in the line here for food, whatever, I had option B. We went and did option B. It was very simple.
Now you don't have to wait for the food lines because you can order mobily. Is that a word? You can order from your mobile app to most of the fast restaurants.
Right.
And the wait is like 2 minutes.
See, we didn't do a lot of the fast restaurants. We had the dining experience.
I mean, we do that too.
Right.
But when we're in the park and we want a quick lunch, and then you go over there, you wait. There's a line out the door for people to get in there, and you just walk up, grab your food, and leave.
See, like you're just walking in and out, but wait till you get to activities. Like I want to take my girls to do the bippity boppity whatever boutique, right? Which we get ready to refinance your house to do that.
Oh yeah.
But
yes,
I was looking through 2 or 3 months in advance, and we couldn't get any appointment in the park.
Yep.
But because I was ahead and I planned ahead, there's a bippity boppity boutique in the
Disney Springs.
Is that the shopping area?
Yep.
Yeah, downtown.
Yeah, in the World of Disney store.
Right. So we had booked it there the night before. The girls got to go home all dressed up. We left their makeup on in the morning. They just put their gowns back on and we went to the park, and there were princesses all day in the park. And that's because I was planning ahead.
You're
Otherwise,
so great.
They would have missed out on that whole experience.
See, when I go on vacation, since I'm now an event planner and I've been doing it for all
Right?
these years, I now go on vacation, I don't want to plan. I just want to go with the flow. If I'm running late, we're running late. If I just want to be relaxed.
I like to scope out good restaurants, where we're going to eat when we go on a trip, everything.
What kind of events are you planning now? So this is your career now. This is what you're doing.
Yes, in 2015, shortly after I got married, I opened up the company.
Called?
So in 2015, you got out of the cigar business.
2014.
14, out of the cigar business.
Out of the cigar business. I did a couple of jobs here and there while I figured out what I wanted to do with my life after. And we got married in March of 2015, and a month later I opened up my company, which is called Divinely Social Events. And we do everything from kids to adult parties, weddings, corporate
You say we. Who's doing it with you? You have a staff?
Well, Gabriel works with me on his off time.
Right.
It's a family business. My nieces and nephews work with us too. They all have their full-time jobs, but on the weekends they work with me. So I'm basically the Monday to Friday planner, designing.
Now, is this corporate stuff or mostly private stuff?
Both.
Both.
Weddings,
So, like, if I want to do my
festivals.
kid's birthday, somebody will call you and say, I want to do a birthday for my kid.
Yeah.
And you'll plan everything soup to nuts.
Everything, and they just deal with me, and I deal with everybody else.
Oh, I like that.
I'm the
Even better.
one stop
There you go.
for.
I
events.
like that.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. All right, good time. We're going to have more with Grace. We have to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk to William Cooper and see who belongs in a cigar insane asylum. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio, Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Hey, Kimasabi. Dan Blunt here for Alec Bradley Cigars. Do you really want to hear another cigar ad that talks about wrappers and fillers and binders and aging and ratings? Blah, blah, blah. Tell you what, pick up an Alec Bradley cigar. Smoke it. Enjoy it. Spend an hour with it, and you'll be one happy camper. That's all you need to know. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Toscano cigars have been pleasing the palates of cigar enthusiasts for centuries. What began as an accident is now a unique and delicious smoking experience passed down through generations. Whether you're a full-bodied cigar lover who appreciates the power of our Toscano Original, hand-rolled in our factory of Lucha, or someone who prefers a light, smooth cigar in our Toscano Classico, you become part of a Toscano experience, a unique smoke with 200 years of history and tradition.
Cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only nonprofit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
The Oliva family, the makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars of the year. And Oliva has a cigar for all smokers, from the newly released Gilberto Oliva Reserva to the bold and rich Oliva Serie V. Oliva cigars can be found at a tobacconist near you. So always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality. The Oliva family of cigars.
A brand more than 100 years in the making, Particulares was established in Havana, Cuba in 1895, operating as an elite factory that would later introduce the world to classic brands such as Byron, Particulares, and even Monte Cristo. Now, Sindicato Cigars is proud to bring this historic brand back to life, partnering with the legendary Topsa factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, to reimagine this Cuban classic as a modern-day Nicaraguan puro. Transport yourself to a bygone era of Cuban nostalgia with Particulares by Sindicato. For more information, visit sindicato.com.
Monitor 3 humidors at once from one simple device. Caring for your cigars is easy with the new PuroTemp wireless hygrometer from Zycar. You now have the ability to monitor the humidity and temperature in 3 humidors without even having to open them. Ensure protection by setting simple alerts that will warn you when your cigars are not in the optimal environment. Like everything Zycar, this is backed by their lifetime warranty. Stop by your local tobacconist to purchase yours today. Zycar, for life.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Okay. Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live. I'm Adam K., the Brewmeister. Wonder if I should go turn the thing off, because Paul's not here.
Turn what off?
Turn the, no.
Oh, turn it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, well we got Coop, right?
Yeah.
I'll introduce Coop. Now it's time for our favorite blogger and media guy. It's time to find out what's the scoop with Coop.
Hey, yo, what's my theme music?
The Scoop with Coop. Breaking industry news. Hear it first on KMA Talk Radio and cigar-coop.com.
Coop, are you there?
Yes, I am.
It's been a while. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How about you?
We're hanging in there. So what is going on in the cigar industry this week?
Well, we're a little over a month away from IPCPR. IPCPR, and we're starting to see some of the bigger releases get announced. So this past week, there were several major releases, I would say, that folks should anticipate. First one's from AJ Fernandez, called Diez de Gloria. It's one of those cigars that kind of peaked out right around 2016 when the deeming rules came in for a limited release, but now it's going for a full release here. What you need to know about that cigar is it's going to incorporate tobaccos from 4 of A.J. Fernandez's farms in Nicaragua, and you can expect to see that in 4 sizes: Robusto, Toro, Gordo, and Short Churchill, and that will debut at the show.
Do you get? Is this like your time of year, like the Super Bowl of cigar media, when the IPCPR is coming out and all these new brands are being released?
Yeah, it is very busy. I actually now have proofreaders who work with me, and I have to bring in a few extra this time of the year.
Whoa! Really? Look at you.
Just to help out, because I do have a day job. So it's,
where did you go to the local grammar school and get a bunch of 5th graders and say, "Hey, I need you to read these over before I type them and put them out"?
No, I actually people my wife knew, and my wife wanted them as well. So she got pulled in as well. So.
Nice.
Even better. There we go.
What else has got going on?
My Father Cigars has their announcement as well. It's going to be called La Promesa. It's going to feature a dark Ecuadorian Habano Oscuro wrapper. It's going to be a slightly, I'd say, less expensive My Father branded cigar. It's going to be in the $8 to $10 range. So, most of the premium My Father cigars are over that $10 price point. So, that was also a cigar that they said was released in 2016 in small quantities prior to the deeming rule.
Well, I think they're all playing the predicate game now.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. One cigar that was kind of that surfaced in 2016. It wasn't really a secret, but it just took a while to get to market. Was J.C. Newman's American cigar. So they're getting ready to launch that cigar.
I think this week.
Yes.
This week at Corona.
At Corona, yeah. And that's the All-American cigar featuring the Florida Sun-Grown wrapper, All-American tobacco, made at the Newman's factory in Ybor City. And everything about that cigar, from the boxes to the bands to the cellophanes, is all in America. I actually got to go down to the factory last Friday. Got to see them making some of that cigar. They have a very small roll pair team there because most of the stuff is machined, but they've brought some pairs in to roll that cigar specifically at the factory right now.
Nice.
Very good. Very good.
Yep. The other thing you should know is the IPCPR trade show has announced a date change for next year, not for this year. So
I was going to say.
Yeah. Ongoing soap opera, anytime the IPCPR show dates come out, but they've moved the dates into July, from July 10th to July 14th. It was going to be the last week in June, right up against graduations in the Northeast and 4th of July for the country. So they must have had they must have got an opening and was able to take advantage of that.
Yeah, it's definitely much better to not be right up on the butt of the 4th of July like this year is.
It was a little weird date this year.
Yeah. And they were going to have the same thing next year, but hey, glad to see it back to the middle of July when it's scorching hot in the Las Vegas desert.
Must have been a lot of people complaining.
Yeah.
I was actually just, I was going to have a conflict with at least one the first day of that show next year, the dates they were, so I'm kind of glad it moved. So I personally was very happy about that.
There you go.
But I had nothing to do with it, I'll tell you that. They weren't listening to me.
You don't have that much pull yet, is what you're telling me?
No, I don't.
All right. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So, Coop, what's coming up on cigar-coop.com this week?
I'm going to have some more info on my trip to Costa Rica. I'll have another story coming out on that. I'll also be reviewing the Herrera S3 Brazilian Maduro.
Oh, nice. Very good. Very nice. Yep. Looking forward to that. All right. Coop, keep up the good work. We will talk to you in the near future. And
all good.
All righty. Make sure you check out cigar-coop.com for all the latest news, information, and high-quality reviews of what's happening in the cigar industry.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Take care. Take care, everyone. Take care, Grace.
Take care, Coop.
Okay.
Always a good time.
Always
with
a
Coop.
pleasure.
And make sure you check out Cigar-Coop for all the latest news and reviews. It's a lot of good information on there. When we come back, we are going to get on a soapbox with the man, the myth, Mr. Onstage. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram, too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Recognized and respected throughout the cigar industry, Eric Espinoza and his La Zona factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, are committed to creating cigars of superior quality with the perfect combinations of flavor and strength for every palate. So whether it's the 93-rated La Ranja Reserva, the 92-rated 601s, the Murcielago, or the Espinoza Habano, Crema, or Especial, Espinoza Premium Cigars has the right cigar for you. The next time you're ready for a truly unique cigar experience, ask for Espinoza Cigars.
A brand more than 100 years in the making, Particulares was established in Havana, Cuba in 1895, operating as an elite factory that would later introduce the world to classic brands such as Byron, Particulares, and even Monte Cristo. Now, Sindicato Cigars is proud to bring this historic brand back to life, partnering with the legendary Topsa factory in Esteli, Nicaragua to reimagine this Cuban classic as a modern-day Nicaraguan puro. Transport yourself to a bygone era of Cuban nostalgia with Particulares by Sindicato. For more information, visit Sindicato.com.
Hey, fools, how about a game of Cutthroat? It's your funeral. That's my kind of game. Arnold, I hope your pool playing is better than your choice of cigars. What do you mean? Wow, tough crowd. Here, try this Recluse cigar. You're gonna need all the help you can get. Don't be stingy. Let me get one of those. Recluse. Wow, that's a good smoke. Now I can bring my A game. I think you should stick with that Recluse cigar and work on your B game, because you don't have an A game. And I know a little something about games. Boom. Ooh, that's cold.
Mike Bellady has collaborated with industry legends Don Pepin Garcia, Manuel Quesada, and Ernesto Perez Carrillo to make some of the industry's most highly touted cigars. Through his company, MLB Cigars, Mike brings you 4 incredible and unique blends. Imperia, Imperia Islero, Imperia Aventador, and the David P. Ehrlich Tremont. MLB Cigars are made with the best minds in the industry. Visit us at MLBCigarVentures.com and follow us on social media. Imperia and David P. Ehrlich Cigars. Developed by legends, smoked by connoisseurs.
Quality and value are always the 2 biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
Lights, camera, action. Real Clips Barbershop brings you all that is good about old school barbershops in a new cinematic themed environment. Whether you need a traditional cut, fade, blowout, or even a straight razor hot towel shave, our master barbers will get you right. All while enjoying iconic scenes from some of your favorite movies, right from our video screens built into the mirrors. Visit RealClipsBarbershop.com. That's real, R-E-E-L, ClipsBarbershop.com for a location near you or to make an appointment. After one visit, we know you'll be back.
Insurance companies have a very unique business model that the general public doesn't understand. Insurance companies make profit only one way: taking in premiums and paying out less on claims than they take in premiums. In doing this, they oftentimes deny legitimate people with viable claims fair compensation.
We know accidents happen. They happen every day. The good thing about insurance is it helps people do the right thing when they've caused accidents. You know, if I cause an accident, the first thing I want to do is make sure the person is okay, the person's taken care of. Insurance gives us the ability to do the right thing. Unfortunately, the insurance company treats people like statistics instead of human beings. And that's why you need an experienced attorney to make sure the insurance company does the right thing.
Baker and Zimmerman, defending the injured. 800-866-LAWS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live. I'm Adam K, the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Mr. Honest Abe.
Hey.
And Paul.
Show flew by.
It did fly by today.
Yeah. Amazing what happens when you take a week off and then you come back and the show just flies by.
Feel refreshed.
It's so much
I get
fun.
a little lost on a Saturday morning when we don't have a show.
Really? I figured you'd have enough going on.
No, I kind of wake up and go, oh, shit. Oh, wait a second. We don't have a show. You're just so used to having a show Saturday morning.
Do you get to sleep in now?
I got 4 kids. I never sleep in.
Well, I'm saying they don't wake up later anymore? Or?
No.
Give them Benadryl.
No. My kids go to sleep like at 8 o'clock every night. So
Yeah.
they're up at 6:30, 7.
Yeah, that's
Like
when
clockwork.
Axel wakes up 6
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah.
But it's better than 5 a.m. like
It's
he was
good.
waking
I don't mind
up.
waking up early. Waking up early never bothers me. I'm usually up at 6.
6 isn't that bad anyway. Like, 6
No.
is fine, but
I think 6
5
is normal.
is
I think getting up at
crazy.
6 is like normal time. You should be
Well,
getting
when you
up
have a
in the
job, yeah.
I think you should get up anyway at 6. No reason to sleep past 6.
I have plenty of reasons to sleep past 6, but
No,
I got
not
a
a good
job.
one.
No, it's probably not a good
Not
one.
a good one.
I'm not gonna have that for another 18 years now, I guess.
Not
so.
a good one.
All right, so anyway, it's time to get on that soapbox.
Abe Soapbox Alert. Abe Soapbox Alert.
Oh boy.
All right. So for those of you who freak out every time we get off a cigar topic, this is a political segment, so you could tune out now.
Allison.
Yeah. No.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I'm just giving you advance notice, and I'm kind of actually surprised I'm having this conversation because, for me, it's shocking that it's still being talked about so adamantly now more than ever. And I've been very compelled to post something or respond to people, and I'm just trying to stay out of it as much as I can.
Oh, I think I had no idea where you were going with this from the beginning, but now I feel like I know where you're going.
Where do you think I'm going?
I think you're going in the Alabama-Georgia topic.
The whole Roe versus Wade
Yeah.
thing, right?
Mhm.
And I just want to be clear on the stance, and I think people are very unrealistic because, I'm pro-life, and I'm not pro-anti-abortion, right? Look, here's the problem with any legislation, right? With the pro-lifers and you being here as a woman, because some of the defenses I hear are just absolutely absurd, and this is my problem, right? You can't pass a law that's going to make the world a worse place, right? You can't just say they're not going to have abortions anymore because then all that's going to happen is young women are just going to get sliced and diced in some very bad places, and it's going to do more harm than good, right? And the argument that you hear that, it's a woman's health, well, if it's a health issue, I'm all right with it, but a lot of times it's, abortions are being used as birth control, which I don't think it is, right? I mean, these women out in Hollywood are calling for stop having sex and all this stuff with men. And look, the bottom line is, look, I didn't create how procreation works, right? That whole process, you got to take it up with the big guy, right? I'm sorry, but it's happening in your body, right? And the word procreation means we're creating something that's life. Now, you could define when and how. You could define when and how you feel that it's actual life. My personal definition is when something's growing, it's living, right? If it's alive and growing, it's living. So, that's the whole debate. So I think people need to really stop and think. The procedure is gonna be allowed. I think it should be only short term, right? There's no reason there should be a late term abortion, right? If you don't want to have a child, and that's the course of action.
You should know soon enough.
Yeah, 30, 45 days, 60 days tops. That's it, right? Any late term abortion is just wrong. Right? And I just think it's a moral thing that person has to live with, right?
Yeah.
I don't see it any other way than butchering something, right? These are the same people who want to save trees but don't care about saving babies, right? So I'm glad I don't have to live with that moral decision, right? But I think that if you've convinced yourself of anything other than you're killing life, you're just lying to yourself, right? So just be out now and say, yeah, we understand we're killing lives, but that's a decision I want to make. I'm all right with it. But these whole arguments of absurdity that I hear all the time, and even from the pro-lifers of, let there never be abortions. I think society at some point, like 50 years from now, maybe longer, is going to look back at us and look at how barbaric we are, right? I just think we're so absurd that how we look back when slavery was going on, like, what were they thinking, right? They're going to look back on us and say, what were they thinking, right? At some point, you're just going to have to acknowledge through, that, hey, abortions are going to exist in this world. So you pro-lifers just need to come to terms with it and say, look, here's what we can accept as far as when it should happen, right? But I also think that any women on the left or anybody these men out here who are trying to protect women's right to listen, at the end of the day, you're butchering a living thing. And if you're all right with it, that's on you. That's something you got to live with the rest of your life and deal with your maker. But I just wanted to say it out there because I just find the arguments from both sides to be so absurd, and I can't believe it's such a hot topic. It's like the hot topic right now.
Yeah, well, I
can't believe it.
Well, the crazy thing, I can't believe we're having these issues with, like, the legislature in Alabama and Georgia have now passed these laws to completely abolish it when we just had the Me Too movement not that long ago, and that was the biggest thing going. I mean, how have we come, like, full circle again?
I do believe it's political jockeying. I think they're purposely putting these things out there for people to argue and debate over. I mean, I think it's insane. You know, you're our on-hand libertarian, liberal here. What's your take?
Listen, it's a topic that was big when I was younger, and now it's, I guess, come to light again. Yeah, I mean, so I kind of am where you are. I don't know that it would be for me. I don't believe in late-term abortions whatsoever at all, especially now that I have a child. Especially now that I have a child, I don't think I could ever, if you had asked me, 2 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, we could probably, it is what it is. We'd have to do it. It is. I don't see it as a form of birth control either. But you're right. If you don't know within the first 30 days that you don't want to have the child, then that's when you should be able to do it. After that,
I had this debate with my wife, and you're a resident female right now. But,
So yes, I'm glad you came today.
My wife made the argument, because my wife's kind of on my side, but obviously feels more for the women movement. But, she's like, well, sometimes women don't know in the first 30 days.
Okay, so
that's
60.
her argument.
That's true.
That's her argument.
Haven't you ever seen that Discovery Channel show? I didn't know I was pregnant. They all of a sudden they just pop out a kid.
They're like
oh my
elephants, and they're like, oh my God, I popped out a baby.
They are big ladies.
I've been pregnant, and I know what it feels like. You can't not know. Like once a baby starts moving, like they kick your ribs and stuff. Like I don't understand how you don't know.
And you know there are people on the left who, after the baby's kicking, or they still want to say it's okay for them to have an abortion, right? Which I find absolutely...
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I find it absolutely absurd. And so, I mean, where do you stand on this?
For me, I'm a little torn. I think when I was younger, I was probably like, sort of how a lot of the liberal women are, oh, get out of my uterus, blah, blah, because I think much of it. But even now that I'm a mom, it's still, it's a conflict because it's not for me. I never, even when I said, oh, get out of my uterus, I would never have considered one. I think there are many other choices because I know a lot of people that would love to have kids and can't, and I think adoption would be a thing too. Something that I would love to do in the future too is adopt. But, I have a daughter, and she's 2.5. I have my heart daughter, who's my stepdaughter. She's 9, and I can't imagine if one day they were to make a mistake, because we all are human and we all make mistakes, that I could look them in the face and tell them, you have to have that baby. I can't. They are girls and they deserve to know, and I think it's my job as a parent to inform them and tell them this is everything you should do to not get pregnant.
But that's my argument. See, my argument is the argument on the left that none of them are really making sense, right? We're not talking about when it's a health issue, right? We're not talking about if you got raped or, in some incestuous situation where we're not talking about those.
Or if we're talking about the social aspect.
We're talking about when you're just using it as birth control because of their own irresponsibility, right?
Right.
All right. That they now want to abort a baby. Now, like I said, I'm not saying don't have abortions. I think you need to limit the time, right? It should be very, very early on. Yeah. As early on as you can make it where it's fair. But after that, it shouldn't be happening. Because you have a right to your body, but there's another body inside you that has a right. And I don't know what the end result is. I don't know what's going on because now the laws are going way the other way. I mean, it's insane.
It's as we've said a lot of times, especially with all the stuff we're going through with FDA, to bring it back to that onto cigars. It's like it's the Wild West out there.
The government is the Wild West.
The government is the Wild West right now, and no one really knows what they're doing. Everyone's trying to fork their own way and just create their own path and get their own name out there and trying to just put their stamp on something.
The government is in chaos.
Yeah. It is in chaos. And listen, I'm all right with you being a woman, want to make your choice, but I also want you to be honest with yourself and say, hey, you are ending a life. Because that's what it is. If you try to have any other argument, I've seen grown women who's talking about a baby kicking and say, well, it's not a human being yet. How do you define that? How is that even possible? So,
the problem is that you have to, not have to, but we're all in the situation where we have children. My view on this change. No, I'm saying the three. I'm pointing out the three of us. The three of us.
Colin and I are out of this.
I know you guys are, but it's different. I hated when people would tell me you'll see when you have children, but it really does change you. It really does make you look, because I would have been in a completely different boat beforehand, but I witnessed the pregnancy. Yeah, I think I was. I mean, I didn't believe in, before my child was born, I don't think I would have believed in late-term abortions and that type of thing. But after 30 or 45 days, if you had asked me, is that, yes, it's alive, but is it really a human? Is it really? It definitely was a blurred line for me.
Well, I mean, because see, here's the thing. Now we want to argue what makes it human, right? Because some people say, oh, it's the consciousness. So let me get this straight. If a guy's in a hospital and he's in a coma, he has no consciousness, is he not human then?
Right, and it can still feel at that point.
Yeah,
so it's
like I said, if it's growing, it's alive.
Right.
And that's my definition of it. But once again, I'm not heartless to the situation, right? I think it's a hard choice that people just got to live with the rest of their lives. But I do believe there should be some parameters in which it exists that are reasonable. You know, and that's where I'm at.
I think that we're in a generation where parents have decided that they are their kids' friends, and instead of informing kids and saying this is what you should do and these are the precautions, this is like the cause and effect things, they're just like, oh, let's be friends, oh, let's hang out, let's this and that. And
you'll learn that from school.
Yeah.
Correct. Well, no, I think I came from a house where you'll learn that in school. You know, my parents were very shy about talking to me about stuff, but you know, when I asked, it was answered. But it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't a
they didn't sit you
initiation.
down. Yeah.
No, it wasn't an initiation on their part. That if parents go back and say, I'm their parent, this is the consequence of your actions, these are the things you should do, and stop being friends. I think you can be friends with your kids when they're older and they've been, you know, brought up in a certain way. You can't be friends with your kids when they're like 5 and 8. Oh, let's get Facebook and, you know, go with me here and go with me there. Like, there have to be boundaries. Kids have to be kids.
I agree.
To get to a certain point where they can make decisions like, wait,
I agree.
What about abortion? What about drugs? What about sex? What about this?
I agree.
All right, this has been the KMA Soapbox. We hope you've enjoyed the discussion.
Oh, good.
And even though we haven't solved all the world's problems, we will try again next week.
I just wanted to voice that out there.
But
I feel better.
All right,
we have time for what might be our best
Insane Asylum ever.
of the year.
So let's see this week what belongs in a Cigar Insane Asylum.
Welcome to the Cigar Asylum,
Literally insane. We all go a little mad sometimes.
where logic and reason cease to exist.
This week, who belongs in a Cigar Insane Asylum, brought to you by CLE and Asylum Cigars.
All right. I just started
that.
reading a couple of lines. This week's inductee at least tried to cover up his bad decision as a parent. Back in March, Brian Couture, 40, of Forest Grove, Oregon, called 911 to report someone had entered his home through a sliding glass door, fought with him, and stole some of the money. Police found the home ransacked and spotted with blood. Couture told officers the assailant stole $750 of his daughter's Girl Scout cookie money from a jar. A horrendous and deplorable crime indeed. Later, investigators spotted inconsistencies in Couture's story, and the cookie keeper crumbled. When confronted with issues in his story, Couture finally cracked. He told police that he stole the money from his own daughter to pay, really? To pay for an erotic massage. And that's one expensive erotic massage. And then faked the robbery when he realized he couldn't explain the missing funds. The blood found in the house was almost certainly Couture's, the DA's statement added. Couture pleaded guilty on Monday to initiating a false report. And he was put on probation, fined $100 in order to perform 80 hours of community service. He'll also have to repay what he stole from his daughter's cookie fund. The Girl Scouts said the group was working with prosecutors to recover their money. In this case, a happy ending wasn't so happy after all. No. Congratulations, Brian Couture. You are this week's inductee into the Cigar Insane Asylum, brought to you by CLE and Asylum Cigars. Okay.
And it's real.
Wow,
I sourced it in multiple places.
That was a great one. That could be a...
Well, if he was with the owner of the Patriots, then maybe 750 is
Ouch!
There you go.
Over the bow.
I tried to avoid that joke in the story myself.
I'd like to believe that 750 gets you a lot better experience, but I don't know.
Next week on KMA, Michael Capolini of Toscano Cigars and Dave from Sailfish. And as always, keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
We've gotten some exciting things coming soon to our favorite gentlemen's club in the world-famous Spearmint Rhino in West Palm Beach. Join them June 14th for their 14th anniversary and glow party. There'll be an open bar from 8 p.m. till 10 p.m., and they are raffling off a free bar tab and a black card membership. Rum Shack is now at Rhino and has bought an incredible new menu as well. As always, They have a 1 pound New York strip special for just $14.95 every day until 10 p.m., whether lunchtime or late night. They'll be sure to keep you entertained.
Awarded the 2014 Nicaraguan Cigar of the Year with numerous 90-plus ratings, the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Cigar celebrates Tabacalera Perdomo's 20 years as one of Nicaragua's largest premium cigar manufacturers. Using only the highest priming tobaccos grown exclusively by the Perdomo family, the 20th Anniversary Cigar has a tremendous profile with layer upon layer of rich, elegant, complex flavors. Visit your nearest authorized tobacconist today and experience the masterful blend of these Nicaraguan puros. Now available in extremely limited edition pyramid size in sun-grown or Maduro.
Keep it lit with KMA Talk Radio.